Good afternoon, team. Welcome to our August 6th video. In this video, we're going to go over our August sale goals and we're going to go over our July sales to talk about how we did. So let's start by reviewing July. In July, we saw 24.2% increase from last year. That was beating our goal as well. We beat our goal, hooray. We beat our sales goal by each week by several thousand, so we beat every single week's goal. That's awesome. We saw an increase of 961 more orders in July of 2025 than in July of 2024. That's the most growth that we've seen, and I'm sure you guys felt it because we were busy. And I'm proud of all of my people up front for keeping up with the demands, and I'm proud of all of my people in the back for the exact same. You guys killed it. Yes, we got busy a lot and it was hectic a lot, but everyone kept their composure and you guys performed super well. So I'm super proud of everybody who has been a part of this crazy month of July. And let's go into August with that same level of hard work and dedication. We beat our review goal just barely. We got exactly 30 5-star reviews. We got 2 4-star reviews and we got 2 2-star reviews. So if we could just eliminate those 2-star reviews, make sure that every person is having a great experience, then we could be able to get our average of a 4.7 on Google up to a 4.8. That's our goal. 4.8 on Google would be amazing. So let's shoot for that. Our top items sold in the month of July. Number 1, single scoops of ice cream. I am not working the counter all that often, but even I scooped a bunch of ice cream. So I'm sure you guys felt that. We scooped 1,125 single scoops of ice cream in July. So that's crazy. We did 639 barbecue pork baskets. We did 547 pounds of pork, 471 pork sandwiches, and 270 brisket baskets. So that was a lot. We had 1,181 total feedbacks on the toast screen when they check out, and only 3 of those were negative. One of them seemed legitimate. The other 2, I think, were just misclicks. So that's a 99.75% positive experience rate. Great job. Our average order value was around $44.29. And then our average turn time was 30 minutes. Guys, for as crazy as we were, an average turn time of 30 minutes is crazy. That means that from the minute that they sit down and you guys start to get their drink order to the minute that they check out, 30 minutes. Most people, when they go to busy places on the weekends, you can't even get your food out in 30 minutes. Sometimes it takes you 15, 20, 30 minutes to get sat at a table. So I'm proud of you guys for that. That's awesome. Good job. And then our highest tip servers based on average were Melanie and Lydia. And then third place, I think, was Addison Travis. So keep up the good work with that. That's awesome. Good job, guys. Let's go over our August goals real quick. So our goal for the month of August is a little bit less than the goal for July. It's 148,512 and 23 cents, which will be a goal of a 10% increase from last year. We are currently 28% of the way through with that, only with like 4 business days under our belt, and we have 24 more to go. So I fully believe that we can reach this goal. Just keep doing exactly what you're doing. You guys are amazing. A couple of shift notes. So, front of house. Make sure that you guys are taking the buckets out to the tables in the morning time, the ones that go out onto the patio. If it's a weekday and it's probably not going to be super busy out on the patio, you don't have to bring all of them out there. Maybe just a couple for the ones that are under the covering. But if it's nighttime and we know we're going to be busy, make sure that those outside patio buckets are stocked and bring them out to the tables once you start your shift. So it's been brought to our attention that a few people are making milkshakes. We don't do milkshakes. So if you're making milkshakes for people, it's not. So one of our core values is consistency. And it's not consistent if you're making people milkshakes because number 1, we don't have like a checklist or a formula for milkshakes. And number 2, it's not something that we offer on the menu. And so if I'm at the counter and somebody comes up to me and says, I want a milkshake, I'll say, sorry, we don't do milkshakes. And then if you're at the counter and someone walks up and says, can I get a milkshake? And you say, yeah, what kind you want? That's just not consistent. So we don't do milkshakes. Don't be making milkshakes for people. In the system, I'm trying to get rid of where it says review employee shifts to where servers can't click that tab. But if you want to ask another server how much they've made so far or any of those questions, you can talk to each other about that, but don't look into other people's business like that. That's not, I don't know, that's not nice, and it's an invasion of privacy, and it's just not good. If there's tickets in to-go bags, don't throw them away. Coors Light bucket by the window, and it had a bunch of tickets in it, and I'm thinking, why are these tickets in here? once you are going to give a bag to the customer and you've checked the ticket, leave the ticket in the bag, because then the customer will see what they ordered, and we need the customer to know what they ordered. That way, if they think that they got charged for something that they didn't get charged for, they'll be able to see it on that ticket, and then they won't call us and be like, hey, I didn't get this. They'll see, oh, I didn't order this, or oh, I didn't pay for this. So make sure you're putting the tickets in the to-go bags when you hand them out. Also, kitchen staff, when you're putting those tickets in the to-go bags, and there's multiple bags, I have not seen a whole lot of people writing how many bags there are on that ticket. I need you to write the number of bags that are going with the ticket on the top of the ticket, circle it with your Sharpie, and then leave that ticket in one of the bags, but make sure the bag that has the ticket in it is the closest one to the glass door of the warmer by the drive-thru. Because that way, when we go to grab that front bag, we see the ticket. If we go to grab that front bag and the ticket is in the bag behind it, it's just super confusing. So leave the ticket in the very front part. Real quick, for all my front of house staff, this is the handheld tow screen, right? We're taking an order. Let's say we're taking an order. I've fully got all of their stuff in, right? It all looks like this. Everything's white. I haven't sent it back yet. Everything looks like this. If you are hovered over an object like this, and let's say you just got done editing the chicken tender basket, but they're ready, they're fully ready for the order to be sent back. If you click the send button right now, while that's highlighted, it's only going to send back the chicken tender basket. So you have to make sure before you send something back that all of the items are not highlighted. You want all of them to be blank, no highlights. Then when you click send, it's going to click all of them. If you just got done editing the brisket basket and the brisket basket is highlighted and you click send, trying to send the whole order, it's only going to send that brisket basket. So just make sure that you're unselecting all of the items when you click the send button. All staff, make sure you guys are using and doing your checklist. When you come in, you're not grabbing your checklist first. That has to be the first thing that you do, is you grab your checklist. And there are other times where people will come to management and be like, oh, am I good to go? But then they'll go and look at the checklist and be like, the checklist doesn't have anything marked off. You will only be good to leave your shift if every single item on your checklist is done and all of the items are marked off. We will take the effort to be a stickler and go through every single item every single time before any person leaves ever. And management will just have to keep doing that if we can't trust you guys. So if we can't, even some of the people that are super trustworthy, I feel like sometimes they'll just be like, oh yeah, everything's done, and then it's not all done. Even after I'm like, go back through and double check everything for me, it's still not done. So just make sure you're doing your checklist, please. If you texted me and talked to me about something with your schedule and Labor Day, the people that I'm talking to know who they are. Make sure you contact Jared before that Labor Day schedule goes out, because he's doing the schedule now, and so he knows, or he doesn't know, whatever conversations we had. So make sure you talk to Jared about any sort of Labor Day concerns. If you have something, if something pops into your mind of something that you want to say, think about what you're going to say before you say it, especially if it's a negative thing. We feel like a lot of times people will kind of just speak their mind at any time something pops into their brain. And a lot of times, if it's negative talk, it can affect more people than just you. If there's a whole lot of negative talk, it's only going to affect the morale of the workplace. So if you have something negative to say, just think about it before you say it. So parking at the mall parking lot, this is the third time that we're talking about it, but we're going to go a little bit deeper on the details of it. So that we will be having either me, the GM, Alicia, the service manager, or Lydia, our night manager on shift. We don't really have a role for supervisors, so everyone's just going to be servers or salsers now. And then for our kitchen supervisors, whoever is on the schedule labeled as the kitchen supervisor, that person can park in the employee parking spots. But all the other people, even if you are a supervisor some days, if you're not a supervisor that shift, then park up at the mall parking lot on Friday night through Sunday morning. We will leave Friday morning, since we're going into the school season. We'll leave Friday mornings and we'll leave Sunday nights for people to park in the employee parking spots. But Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, and Sunday morning, all employees, all staff need to park at the mall parking lot, except for whoever the kitchen supervisor is on shift, and then any sort of management or owners that are on shift. I think that's all. Again, I'm super proud of all of you guys. This video might be a little bit lengthy, but if you have listened all this way, send me a reply of 2 things that you learned, and then send me your favorite ice cream flavor. I love you guys.